Yeah, the title doesn't lie. This game is pretty bonkers. Dredge as an experience was something I was instantaneously enthralled by to my absolute core, and the moment I saw its trailer, I knew it was going to be something special. I mean, it's still just a fishing game, by the way, but it has been injected with Lovecraftian horrors and topics that just made this already amazingly executed subject even better. The visuals of Dredge were the first thing that stood to me the most. A crude oil painting is what I would summarize the whole art style as. The whole world, as picturesque as it may seem, looks like a decaying shadow of its former self. Ruins, nature taking over, abyssal creatures making their way to the surface, and a small group of people sane and not, barely making it by. But you don't give two shits about that! You got fish to catch, for Christ's sake! 138 of them, in fact, and every single one has a beautiful icon that screams character and gives life to these otherwise lifeless shores of humans past. Most of the slimy and slippery fellows also possess their unique and decrepit counterpart, an aberration. These altered fish have amazing designs which just ooze creativity and passion that was so thoroughly blasted into them, and have intriguing but cautious descriptions to boot. The glaring sunfish would probably be my favorite design for no mischievous reasons whatsoever. Worth of mention are also the grinning jar and the cleft-mouthed shark, and now that I look back at it, I think I'm starting to see a pattern here. But genuinely, every design feels truly unique and mesmerizing for the eye, and we are left to wonder what might have been the cause. But not everything seems to be as grim. On your many travels, you are sure to encounter some spectacular sights of the local fauna that seems unbothered by the overwhelming devastation around them, and looks to be doing just fine. Now for the actual gameplay part. You, as a member of the just crashed my boat 3 meters away from a lighthouse gang, don't have shit. But luckily, you are given a way out by the generous mayor of Great Marrow, who, so thoughtfully, grants you a loan to repair your battered vessel. That sets you out on the main quest of fishing. Firstly, to pay off what is due, and then for the purpose of acquiring immense wealth. Or, I guess, upgrading your ship and buying some new equipment. This equipment consists of rods, engines, lights, and trawl nets. And the way you unlock progressively better and better ones is by spending research parts. You acquire those by completing certain quests, buying them from a merchant, or by dredging them from the depths. The third option is also the way we get resources for upgrading our ship, like lumber, scrap, cloth, or refined metal. Dredging also allows us to obtain pricey treasure, which can be sold to the trader for a hefty price, granting us extra cash to spend on any future endeavors. This activity is also how we progress the story's general plot, and acquire relics for the elusive collector, which gives us special abilities to aid us in future missions. The main backbone on which all these ideas stand are the pursuits. These are your standard fetch quests given to you by many NPCs of the game. Most of them are about acquiring specific fish or retrieving an item to that NPC, with the reward usually being research parts or specific items to further progress the game. Alternatively, we can also be given books, which we can passively read throughout the day, and after finishing them, we get some cool extra bonuses. Now, talking about that other main thing Dredge has going for it. Eldritch horrors. These are your obstacles throughout the game. Every main area has the one big baller, but on the open seas, there is a little bit more of variety to them. One special mechanic that plays a big role here is your sanity meter. It will increase if you decide to go out at night or forget about your mandatory sleepy time down at the docks. If not dealt with, it will increase our chance of encountering a mean fella or generally fuck up our entire vision. This part might be a little disappointing to some, as it generally plays second fiddle in the entirety of your playthrough, and can almost be entirely ignored if you just don't decide to venture out at night. However, I think it is for the best, considering the game as a whole. This mechanic could get really annoying, if not fine-tuned to perfection, as fishing could become a little bit of a chore. The story is told to us in pieces by the many dialogues as well as unique notes found throughout the world of Dredge. I really loved how the game never reveals to you the whole picture of what it's trying to convey and forces the player to make his own connections and come up with his own explanations. The game doesn't have a huge convoluted story to tell, it is quite a simple one. And this might seem like a negative to some, a keen player can easily know how it's going to play out long before its actual end. But this is exactly what the game strives to achieve. And by this point, I realized this game isn't like anything you are expected to see these days. Sequels, continuations of old franchises, newcomers trying to carve their way through by any means necessary, and following every new trend they can stick upon. Being something never before seen, or trying to be the exact same thing you've played countless times before. But this game just follows its own setup path. It isn't corrupted by any malicious intent, current waves, monetary gain, or any other silly stuff like that. That doesn't make great experiences. Its only desire was to present the ideas and mechanics it wanted in the best way imaginable. And I think that they made it happen. It's not long by any means. 15 hours is what it took me to fully complete this game. But it might have been the best 15 hours I spent in a really long while.